Boom, not even an intro, just straight hard in.
Harden.
Dang, dude, we got slapped by
Guys, we're
Kathleen Kennedy.
fucked.
Well,
we can't say bat and we can't say duck anymore.
Yeah, we're
Like that. We're in trouble again because I just said those two things right now.
Yeah, that's it. We're toast. I don't know if we're gonna get everybody back. Hang on, maybe I'll quickly do a quick like thing here. It'll be really, really funny. Let's see here. Let me see if I can find a link for us. I probably should have done this before going live, but whatever. It's all good. Hang on.
We should make the thumbnail to this one the image of them shattering the sensors from the opening.
Right? Yeah. I am gonna change that. I am gonna change that when I get in there. It'll be really, really funny. But sorry, YouTube. I thought you know what? I thought I was above it all. This is my fault.
Flew too close to the sun on wax duck wings.
That's right. I guess I don't know if we're gonna be allowed to do Duck Week now. Right? Let's yep, and we're back. Okay. Maybe. We'll see. Hopefully we don't get too dinged, and then we'll see. I still haven't made I was monetized there for a bit, but I didn't have all the right things properly set up, so they took it. So it's not that we can't be monetized.
We just were already demonetized.
I think we just were demonetized. Yeah. Right. So it's all. Hang on. Sorry, I'm just dropping the links here again. Should have done this probably before starting. Okay. Anyways, we are. Thank you. 9 people for being here. It means a lot for you to all come back. Gades, Brian Brink, Derek Hoover. Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm pretty sure everyone else is probably still in the chat, but I think the stream is ended. So that's it.
So
I don't think
anything you want to say about those guys before they come in here, now's the chance.
Now is the time, right? Andy Stute Spielberg has eyes and ears everywhere. Apparently, right? Did I get a nasty? No, I just got an email saying like, because it was like, I saw my DMs light up and it was like, dude, you're gone. I just got an email just saying, hey, due to a copyright match, your stream was interrupted. So it wasn't like, is no longer being streamed. Streams are automatically re-enabled. So it was kind of like, once I was done, we're done. So it was like, or just that's done. I haven't gotten like an email yet of saying like, hey, you're in really big trouble. So, but that's okay. Lesson learned. Maybe I should have made the screen small, because I remember when I did the 1940s Batman watch along. Oh, well, no, we did.
That's probably public domain, right?
Well, what about Pride of the
X-Men?
Yeah. Right?
This might be like a Strike 2 situation.
Oh, man.
They're on.
Well, they never took that one down. We never even got a warning. So it's just kind of like, but anyways, that's here nor there. Thank you, everyone, thank you for all of you who decided to come in, jump back in. Z Harv. Yeah, they said, YouTube said, no, you can't show that here.
So now we'll just describe in vivid detail from memory the rest of the clips. So it opens on a shot of Gotham City.
Yeah. And that's it. Yeah. But man, you missed some of our best jokes when we were talking about Gotham City traffic. Right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Did you guys not even see the full bat duck? The Bats All folks?
Like, what a bummer. What a bummer. But Z Harv, you Canadians always breaking the law. Hey, we're not always breaking it, right? I think Spectre Creative reported me.
Yeah.
Right? That's what I think. Yeah. That's what I think.
Sounds like it.
YouTube got spicy. It did. Right? Tony Johnson. Kathleen Kennedy is running Gotham City tonight now. She's coming. Yeah. She's coming for us all. She's coming for us all. God bless her. She gave us Indiana Jones. I'm not ever gonna give her crap. She was part of that, right? So we'll see. We'll see what happens. And awesome. Just People, oh my gosh. All you guys, thank you. Thank you all for being here, hanging out. Still after all this. And yeah, no, let's kind of just like wrap it up, at least talk about uh I guess everyone, if you can just go find clips on YouTube.
Yes. Yeah.
Of episodes, or if you already own them on Blue. I don't know if do you know if Tiny Toons is streaming anywhere in the States?
No, it's really hard to, like, you can only find like season 1 like on like Google Play store, like you have to buy them each individually. However, the amazing episode, The Return of Bat Duck, where Plucky Duck finds out that they're making Batman Returns, so he, of course, like, should be cast in the lead. So it's about him breaking on to the Warner Brothers lot to find Tim Burton to beg him to give him the part, and it's on archive.org. If you search like the Plucky Duck show, you can find the full episode for now, I guess.
Yeah.
So
and
watch it quick.
One of the best gags in that episode is Keaton signs on for Batman 37. That's how Plucky found out he did not get the role.
Yeah. It's so good, and it's like the best Tim Burton caricature. Like, it's like he looks just like him the way they draw him.
Oh
And
man,
yeah, and like Michelle
Hollywood
Pfeiffer
magic
shows
ruined.
up. Like, it's and what's also cool about it is that it's like it's clearly, and I think it's Deanie and Tim again working on it. I'm maybe confusing that, but what's cool about it is that it's like clearly they had just announced Danny DeVito and Michelle Pfeiffer, but like
Yes.
nothing had been seen from the movie. So it's like, they have Danny DeVito as the Penguin and Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman show up, but they're wearing the like kind of like the Batman 66 style costumes. Like, it's like, it's not what they look like in Batman Returns, because I think it was early enough that nothing had been seen yet. Which is pretty cool, pretty fun to see,
And
the designs.
because they were pretty close with Michelle Pfeiffer.
She has like she has like the kind of like the Julie Newmar belt, or it's actually it's the animated series belt with like the sort of coins.
Yep.
So I mean that like Bruce Timm must have been behind that design right there.
Oh, I totally think so. Like when I look at when I watched that episode specific, when I was watching it, like after we got off the air last week, and I was like, yeah, this has got Bruce Timm kind of all over it.
Yeah.
The legs and everything, and I was like, oh, this is Bruce. 100%.
Yeah, and I love the like design of Batman too, like in Tiny Toons. Like he looks really cool.
He
The
does look cool.
Batmobile. So there's a clip called like Hampton drives the Batmobile, where he's like Hampton is working as a valet and ends up, and that is like beautifully animated. Such a great sequence of him driving the Batmobile from the Tim Burton movies. It's not like the Bat Duck mobile, it's like the actual Batmobile, and it's just the way they draw it is so cool. Even though it's cartoony, it's like really awesome, and the interior is just this like crazy kind of like
it's almost
cyberpunk.
It's almost it's almost that, but you're also like, so it's very cyberpunk, and then they took the idea of Keaton's 89 Batmobile on the inside and then just cranked it up to 11 with all these like just stuff, these meters and these screens, and it is awesome. And then they did
I'd kind of like to see, I mean, obviously Batman the animated series, like, it doesn't get better than that, but I kind of would like to see a cartoon that looks that was like the aesthetic of those Tiny Toon Batman episodes. Like,
same here. I think that would be, I feel like Brave and Bold got close, but it still played it pretty straight.
Yeah, and the aesthetic isn't quite there, but like, there hasn't been a Batman cartoon in like forever, right?
And I think I was almost gonna make that tonight's episode of like We should do. We'll have to do this at one point, but I want to talk about like because we have a new Batman cartoon coming out soon.
That the Caped Crusader.
Caped Crusader's coming out soon, and we got 97 coming out, I believe, in March. So I think that's coming out next month. We're gonna do reviews of that on this show. I will use pictures, not clips. Talk about it. And I got some guests lined up for that too to join us as well. So I think that'll be a lot of fun. We just got to find out when it's starting and we need a schedule.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the because I was always thinking like, man, we are missing so many characters that have never gotten animated series that I always felt like should get animated series. Wonder Woman comes to mind right off the bat of someone who should be getting a animated series. And then on the Marvel side, and this one almost happened in the 90s, you can find a preview for it, or at least I think it's from the pitch deck for Captain America.
Oh, a Captain America animated series?
Yes.
Huh. When were they doing that?
So I remember it first being reported in Wizard, and they were like, they're going to do because it's supposed to be like Spider-Man was done. And they were like, the next one they're going to do is Captain America. And I was like, oh, that makes perfect sense. He'd probably be great. You could have it take place in World War II, or whenever, right? Like he's a man lost in time. You could do both technically if you wanted to, right? You could do 2 episodes here and 2 episodes there, especially if it's episodic. And this was supposed to be Marvel's way again of like reacting to Batman, Superman, New Adventures. And I guess it was all pitched, and you can find the pitch on YouTube. I'm not doing that tonight.
Oh, it sounds vaguely familiar now that you mention it.
Yeah. And you can look it up on YouTube, and you see like, yes, this looks like a 90s Marvel show. But I think it still would have been good. But yeah,
there was that Avengers cartoon too.
There was,
where they have like high-tech armor.
It's funny because it looks like armored versions, more armored up versions than the Avengers had in the late 90s before, or not late 90s, but mid 90s during Onslaught, like that era.
Yeah. It
Right?
was clearly like trying to sell toys. And it was kind of like it was like specifically not using like Thor or Iron Man or Captain America, right? Like,
right.
Maybe it would have like tied it, launched spin-offs of those characters or something.
Right. So you'd have launching like spin-offs here, like Quip saying here, wasn't there a soft pilot for Captain America and Spider-Man the animated series? I do believe you are correct. And in fact, I once thought that the Daredevil episodes were also a soft pilot to getting a Daredevil animated series, which would have been really kind of fun.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Derek Hoover, Marvel's bankruptcy killed that in the late 90s. Then we got served Silver Surfer and Avengers United They Stand. That's the one where it's like, well, that Tigra shows up in the Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers movie. And
wait, really?
He does.
Wait, the Tigra from Avengers United They Stand?
Yes.
Because isn't that Lenore Zahn doing the voice?
It is. They she sits next to, they do the anime, like the Comic-Con, like celebrities have booths, so it's the Roger Rabbit rules. So her booth is next to Ugly Sonic's booth, which is like, have you not seen Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers? Oh my god, dude. It is great. It is great. And Jevons is saying search Captain America cartoon promo. You will find it. Derek Hoover, and there was a Ghost Rider backdoor pilot in the Hulk, and Ghost Rider it did get an animated series, did it not? I'm sure of it. I know it's got a toy line.
I don't think it had an animated series though.
Right? And Daredevil both in Fantastic Four and
Smittus.
I don't know what that
Spider-Man the animated
Spider-Man the animated series. Yeah, thank you. I got it. Don't take away my nerd cred.
Yeah, Smittus, of course. It's like BTAS and XTAS.
Oh yeah, no animated series for Ghost Rider. What a crime. What a crime. Iron Man got one too. So it's but the Iron Man, like that's a toy. That's another one of those Batman type toy lines. I always felt like, oh, hang on, Kevin's here. Kevin, you missed us getting taken off the air.
We
We
got
got
shut
busted.
down by the
We got
man.
we got shut down. What a bummer. But anyways, yeah. So it's there it is. The Ghost Rider series is a Mandela effect. That's what Jevons is saying. I agree because I think the toy line and the commercials for the toy line have me absolutely fooled that there was a Ghost Rider animated series. And no, I was not showing blasters, Kevin. I was showing clips from Tiny Toons. Without sound and everything. And they said,
Yeah, there
no,
was no sound.
there's no
There wasn't
sound.
even
How did
sound.
they hear us? How did
Yeah.
they?
I know. Well, I guess they have eyes as well.
God, bots have eyes. That's going to be my next horror movie franchise. These bots have eyes. The no, and that to also just go back to Batman animated series and Tiny Toons and their connection. It is really funny how, like you were saying, like with the Batman Return stuff, the look of the Batmobile, even the look of the backgrounds for any episodes you see with Batman, even the more like adult humor, because
Yeah.
I think that being able to do that adult humor and getting away with it kind of helped them not only like I think that helped them be able to tell more serious stories.
Uh, Batman the Animated Series
Yeah,
or
Batman
Tiny
animated
Toon?
series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess both kind of, yeah, but yeah, no, it there was clearly a, well, because cartoons had been strictly for kid, dumbing down to kids throughout all the 80s, right?
Right.
And then it kind of had this moment of, I guess, and I don't know if it was the influence of Spielberg and some other like Hollywood players kind of paying attention and wanting to make something that could also, hit, would also work for adults as well. Um, and yeah, I'm sure that it all kind of it laid the groundwork for a show like that, for a Batman show that could be gritty and or just not not dumbed down for its audience.
Right. But but again, I'm thankful, forever thankful for Tiny Toons because not only is it an amazing show and funny, and I think it still holds up.
Yeah, and
Uh,
really well animated.
oh man, the
It's
animation's so good too.
Yeah. It's much trippier than I remembered. Like, I haven't really revisited it since I was a kid, and there's strange stuff, like, you'll see, like, in the middle of a bit, like, the character will like, you'll have, like, Bat Buster and Babs Bunny, like, on screen, but then, like, they'll walk in to interrupt the scene, and it's very strange.
It is, yeah. It gets very meta
Yeah, extremely
as well.
meta.
Like it's so good. And again, that's another that show opened that show I was gonna say that show walked. No, that show sprinted so that we could so that we could get even like Animaniacs
Yeah,
and Pinky and the
Animaniacs.
Brain. And then eventually we got Elmira and Pinky and the Brain.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's
Oh, yeah. Did that happen
that
eventually?
that did happen. That wasn't a fever dream. That did not that that show actually I think it happened for one season. And it's great because you had Pinky and the Brain get its own show, and then it spun off into another show with Elmira. So they're trying to like do all their hijinks while trying to deal with Elmira. It's just it
And
gets
man, the voice talent, like you like Cree Summer, like you said, with Maurice LaMarche and
yep.
Rob Paulson, like you know, if just picturing those three in the recording booth, like is just amazing.
I couldn't imagine how chaotic it would be at Warner Brothers at any given point. Like this is all Andrea Romano as well, right? Like I can't
Yeah,
imagine how insane her day must be when she has to go from like doing Tiny Toons to then sitting there recording for Batman animated series. And again, too, like with Batman animated series, she's dealing with like theater professionals.
Yeah.
And like like she's from professional actors who again are all nuts in their own right. I can't imagine, Mark Hamill being not fun.
Yeah.
He
could have done either show, really.
Like, he could have done either show. Absolutely.
Maybe he did. I don't know.
Oh, that's I'm like, maybe I'll check that out. I want to see. I'm going to type that in. Mark Hamill.
Tiny Toons.
Which would be amazing. I would love that. Skeletor.
I saw a comment from Derek Hoover.
Oh, yeah.
A while
you have
back.
The power to click on comments.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't done that yet. Here we go. Using my power for the first time. Bam. So Return of Bat Duck. There's 3 episodes that feature Bat Duck, and the middle episode, which I don't know, because I think the Return of Bat Duck is the first episode of like the Plucky Duck show, when he gets his own show. But there's some episode in between the Bats All folks, one we watched, and the Bat Duck Returns, where Bat Duck tries to join the JLA, and you've got like, Buster as Superman and Babs as Wonder Woman, and all the different characters are the DC superheroes. They even do like Zatanna. And it's like her costume from that era with the weird like head ornament thing.
And I'm gonna say this: would you watch that episode with the Just Us League?
Yeah, Just Us League. That's
when you watch that and you see Zatanna ducking down on all fours with her ass in the air, it will change. You'll
be changed.
Hey, I'm into furries now. I guess this is just my life now. That episode 2 was one of those ones where you're like, this is a kid show?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We're doing this. We're in. Like, again, the 90s, man, late like 80s and 90s, Wild West. It was bonkers. It's crazy. So I'm going here through Mark Hamill's list. He did not do anything on Tiny Toons. But I also did not know he did like voices on Cowboys of Moo Mesa.
Cool.
And Bonkers, taking it back full circle.
You know what's fun is sometimes so like on some of the episodes of Batman the Animated Series, where like the Joker shows up for like one line, listen to all the background or all the other characters in the episode that have like one line, because it's usually Mark Hamill, like because like they're not going to bring him in just so he can say one thing as the Joker. So if there's like a thug who's like, hey, it's Batman, or like a waiter's like, Mr. Wayne, we have a phone call for you, like it's usually Mark Hamill.
I do. I love that. It's fun because you hear it a lot in I've been rewatching Spider-Man the Animated Series, because I realized I thought like, oh yeah, I've seen the show like all the way through. I have not. I've maybe watched the same 15 episodes.
Yeah, same.
So I decided to watch it the whole way through. I didn't realize one season is one continuous story.
Yes, right. Eventually,
even though it's still very much like villain of.
I think that's season 2, right?
Season 2 really does but it still plays this weird. It still does it in such a way where you still get the villain of the week. Where it's like, oh, why is he talking to Dr. Connors? Like, why he's talking to Dr. Connors. Like, you're smarter than this, Parker.
We all know. Yeah.
Parker. That's how I feel when I watch that show. Right? Great Jameson too.
Yeah.
In that. And Mary Jane's aunt is such a miserable bitch. Like, straight up. Right? So Sweetie Bird is black. She was Pink Canary.
Yeah,
he was Pink Canary.
Yeah.
Right. Like, it was good.
It's in Ephraim Zimbalist Jr. does the voice of Doc Ock, right?
I think so.
And he's also known as the voice of Alfred on Batman.
Right? There's a
So
lot of
Alfred,
crossover.
that's a range from Alfred to Dr. Octopus.
Yeah, it's great. He's a great Doc Ock too. Like, it's so good. Yeah, you're right. It's like when he does the one-off voices, like the Joker. He also did the voice of mugging victim.
Yeah, there you go.
Right?
I noticed that, like, when he did, like, so the episode of The Simpsons where Mark Hamill is playing himself, and like Homer becomes his like bodyguard for a minute.
Yeah.
Later on, like Homer goes to like a bodyguard boot camp, and the drill sergeant is Mark Hamill doing the voice. Pretty great.
Derek Hoover. Aunt Anna is a jerk that hated love. She was 100%. Right?
I don't know if I even got that far.
Yeah.
Anna Watson shows up?
Yeah, dude, she sucks. Like, you think you think J. Jonah Jameson is a hard ass? This woman, like, Peter shows up and she's just a dick to him. And then the moment he leaves, she's just like, that's why you shouldn't date guys like him. He's trash and he's never around. I wouldn't be surprised if he dies and leaves Aunt May with nothing. Like,
man,
jeez.
They really changed her from the comic, where she, like in the early days of the comics, they should do a Marvel Comics spinoff. There's Aunt May and Anna Watson living together.
Oh, be like the Odd Couple?
Odd Couple meets Golden Girls in the Marvel universe.
In the Marvel universe. I'm trying to think of who you could add into that. Like, well, Willie Lumpkin would have to show up at some point.
Yeah, it's like Aunt May, who's like in love with Otto Octavius, but like Willie, right. Like he's like competing with Otto.
And depending on what era you do this in as well, if you're doing like a younger hot Aunt May, you can't do this. But if you're doing the older,
it's got to be old frail Aunt May.
If you're doing older wheat cakes Aunt May, that's when you have to have Steve Rogers also show up and hang out with people his own age.
Yeah.
Right?
It writes itself.
It writes itself, folks. Listen, we're here for it. We are here for it.
Adam Webb is the Kramer of the series. Brilliant.
I love that. I love that quip. That's
Agatha Harkness. Yeah, Agatha Harkness, Madam Webb, Anna Watson, Aunt May. It's the Golden Girls.
That's it. God, I'm going to talk to Beducci and see if he can draw that for me. And do it in that Super Spider-Man animated series style.
And thank him for being a friend.
Thank him for being a friend. I'll have to throw money at him. Here, take some money. Awesome. Hang on. I just want to see if there's anything else. Yeah, right. Damn, Alex, the deep cuts. Very good. See, look at this. The praise you deserve. Awesome. Okay, we're gonna finish up here. I gotta go. I have to go back to work. But yeah, thank you for everyone for coming in, hanging out, coming back. Right. So thank you for that. And we apologize. We tested the limits. We got stung. So it was gonna happen. I guess at some point.
Sometimes you don't know where that cliff edge is until you go over it.
Correct. Yeah, that's how I feel too. Alex, you got any like final thoughts? Is there anything for pre-order coming up that we should know?
This month, just keep checking out Mondo this month. I think that fans of this show will be happy. We'll be interested in what's coming up from us.
Yeah, I know I'm excited. And that should be your hint. So that's I got nothing else to really say other than thank you everyone for watching and tuning in. I love talking cartoons, so this is always great and such a treat. Animation is definitely one of my favorite forms of storytelling and entertainment. So I'm always more than happy to talk it at any time. And then
have you pre-ordered or have you picked up this Toonie Terrors Joker?
I have not seen them up here yet.
He's pretty awesome.
I may have to go through what Hasbro calls a fan channel.
Yeah.
And I might have to pick it up through there because I don't know if we're getting.
I mean, I got this from Big Bad Toy Store.
Right.
But and these guys' hat looks great. Got the Joker card. Like little bit of articulation. He's got the squirting acid thing, which every Joker figure should come with. But I broke the friggin' peg trying to get it in like on the first try. So be careful if you have this figure. Careful with the little acid thing. So it's like doesn't go as far as it should. But yeah, cool. It's cool.
Well, we'll get Trevor back
Joker.
on. We'll get Trevor back on, and we'll give him the feedback.
Yeah, I got notes.
I got notes. I thought you knew how to make toys. Weren't you a toy company? Here's a sad comment. Right awesome. Cool. Thank you everyone for hanging out. Again, everyone, check out mono.com. Also check out Alice's, I should have put that in there, All Havens Academy over at webtoons.com. She is still out of the country, but when she's back, you'll know because she'll be here. So thank you everyone for being here and hanging out, and we'll see you